Hello Virgo, welcome to this reading. We are going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Virgo for the rest of August. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Virgo, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you. See what's coming forward for you here during this mid-August update. As always, hope things are going well for you. Hope you are good, Virgo. We'll go ahead and get all of the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. All right. Cool. I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. Energy on the bottom, you have the Ace of Cups. All right, so there may be well, first, aces are always a great opportunity for a new start or a new beginning in the tarot. Some of you, between now and the end of the month, you may be starting something new, obviously, here. This could be connected to a new romantic connection that some of you have met or that some of you are trying to bring into your life. The Ace of Cups, this... What I should say is, by the way, before I get into the rest, it's sort of like we have some clear skies ahead, so to speak, in the astrology, right? Like the retrograde's behind us. There's not really anything major going on, like in terms of the astrology in August. We do have a eclipse series, the second series of eclipses coming up here and right around the corner in September. But you've got like clear skies ahead here, so to speak. And with that energy, the Ace of Cups, it may suggest that you are really wanting to experience new things. Maybe this is in your romantic connections. This could also connect to your dreams that you have, your wishes that you have, and you may even decide that, I want to be a little bit more emotionally fulfilled in my situation or in my life. And this Ace of Cups may suggest that this is coming in. Could be a new opportunity for happiness as well. So I like that here on the bottom. And you do have double aces here showing up. Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords here. So definitely always a good sign when you get double aces. And you kind of have your energy here with the Page of Pentacles right away in the middle. You have a nice reading. Let's just go ahead and dive in. Page of Pentacles is, this can be any earth sign, but I many times associate this with Virgo, but yeah, I'm feeling like this is you showing up right away here in the middle. And what I would suggest is this is somebody who's academic. This is the academic of the tarot. This is somebody who's studious. This is somebody who's a lifelong learner. This card comes forward many times when people are ready to learn something or undergo some sort of formal education, maybe such as university, but it could be any type of education or any type of learning, and there may be offers and opportunities in that area. This is also maybe, and I use the word offers and opportunities because pages are messengers. They are the messenger of the tarot that can bring about offers and opportunities. So you have this here. It can also bring about opportunities in money as well here in this mid-month update. So between now and the end of August, you may even realize that, I don't know, there's like a job opportunity or a job raise opportunity, maybe some extra income, new contracts. Maybe if you're looking to make a sale as well, that's a card that I look for with the Page of Pentacles here. So new beginning, offers here showing up right away in the middle, always a good sign in a reading. Why don't we go ahead and jump forward here, take a look at the first column. You have the Six of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so now looking at this here, it does seem very clear to me that there is a really, really solid work situation that's happening. So I'm not sure if this doesn't feel like a love reading, okay? I don't see the normal cards that I would see, for example, in a love reading, even though we have the Ace of Cups on the bottom. So we'll try to see how that fits in. What may be happening here is there's some newfound love for what you do, or there's some newfound love for, your career, or your connection to work, your connection to enterprise in some way, such as like if you're a business owner. But there's a really solid situation showing up here. Let me explain. So the Six of Pentacles, it can indicate like the flow of money, right? It can talk about the flow of money in one's life. You have this here with an offer or a messenger, okay, with the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. If there was ever a combination for a job raise or new money entering into your life in some way, this may very well be on the table for you here, Virgo, in some capacity, okay? And you even here have the sort of the boss or the authority figure of the tarot, which is the Emperor, okay? So I really like this for you. The Emperor is also not only the boss or the authority figure, but this is also somebody who generally, if this is an aspect of yourself, this is somebody who's very successful in career, authoritative, they take charge, lead by example. These sorts of things come forward with the Emperor. Along with that, the Three of Pentacles refers to your colleagues. It refers to the people that you work with on a day-to-day basis, okay? And it also can suggest that you are making some progress in the career space, in the job space here with that Three of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like some of you are in a very strong position in your career, or if you're a business owner, this may be an opportunity for more contracts or a new source of revenue in some way. And I even think that there's like this reconnection to what you do for a living, where you're falling back in love with it, okay? Or if it's a new job or a new opportunity, you may really, really find that you're enjoying this, okay? And this isn't gonna feel like something that you have to do, right? It's going to feel like this is something that you want to do, you know, for your career or however it is that you make income. It seems like there is a generous person here, okay, with the Six of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. I just have to say that. That could be you, by the way, as well. This doesn't have to be someone else, but it feels like there's generosity here. Okay, there's like a flow of some, like an inflow, outflow of money here going on with the Six of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. This thing is with the Three of Pentacles, the person here on the card has just completed a project and they're getting positive feedback, so to speak, or presumably from their colleagues. So it feels like you're kind of like you're really on the right path. Let's move into the middle column here. You have the World, the Page of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. So I can kind of like sense that some people are going to say like, okay, well, what if I'm retired? And that's a good question, right? And, you know, I can't, hit every group in these readings. I try to the best of my ability to do that. But let's say you're retired here. You know, it almost feels like perhaps there is maybe like, like an increase in the value of your home, or there's like an increase in maybe one of your retirement accounts, or there's maybe an opportunity for you to learn something, you know, obviously, like if, you know, some of you may decide that like, you know, I've got this time that I've created for myself, i.e. retirement, and now I'm going to, I don't know, learn how to sculpt, or I'm going to learn how to read tarot cards, or, you know, whatever the case may be. There may be just something that you fall in love with at this time. So I want to throw that out there because I get that question a lot. But for the majority of people here, this is connected to what you're currently doing in terms of your work and your career and your money scenario. It seems like there are major progressions happening here that I love to see. The World indicates success and certainty. It also is usually around the successful completion of a cycle. So something that you've been in for a long time could be closing out. It could be the ending of one chapter and the start of a new one for you with the World and the Ace of Cups. But for me, this is about success and certainty, okay? I feel like when you get the World, sometimes it can suggest that you've kind of climbed the mountain, so to speak, right? You've reached the peak of a situation or a scenario. And I have a feeling that some of you are going to feel really fulfilled, okay? You're going to feel proud of yourself, maybe for something that you've completed, a project, or just even if you have gotten that pay bump or that raise or whatever, or if you've received that, if you beat out the competition and you got that job, there's definitely something here where you can give yourself a pat on your back here in the between now and the end of August. Like there's something that you've done here that seems like successful and it's well deserved to you. You then here have the High Priestess, which, if you notice here, there is a scroll in the High Priestess hand. They are sitting at the entrance, like of a spiritual temple here. This scroll can represent the Torah or the Tarot, right? It's an anagram, so it can represent either one of those things. But if the point that I'm making here is this connects to spirituality and spiritual knowledge and hidden information, right? And so I think some of you are even going deeper into your spirituality during this time as well. And I think that some of you have some keen foresight or insight into where you want to be going here with these double aces, this new beginning that's showing up here. So let's dive in further. You have the Seven of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. So the Seven of Wands, it can represent this idea of like standing your ground. Okay, it can represent fending off competition or just generally competition. I do think that some of you like won over the competition in some way. Like I do think some of you here have felt like you've needed to compete, or maybe here coming up, but it seems like you're really strongly positioned for that. Okay, if there's some competition present, it feels like you're really strongly positioned here. Okay, with that Seven of Wands, and then also yeah, especially if it's like a workplace scenario here with this Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you'll probably end up coming out on top here. Now, the Queen of Wands, this is somebody who is really confident and authentic. So in whatever direction you feel like you want to go, make sure that this is totally and completely aligned with your true self. You know, like if there is an offer, an opportunity, you know, how does this make you, like, how does it make you feel, right? Or like, yeah, like, yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to kind of bring forward, which is how, you know, can you really connect to this new opportunity here? Like in an authentic way, you know, is it true to yourself? I think ultimately it will end up being that, that is the case. You then have finally the Ace of Swords, which also is a new beginning, but this one's a breakthrough. You know, the Ace of Cups, it may suggest that like new love begins, or there's this like dream or wish or manifestation that you've wanted to, you know, that you've had for a while, and there could be a new start in that area. Versus the Ace of Swords, this is a breakthrough. This is clarity of thought, clarity of communication, something pushing ahead. It's sort of like the universe saying go. And also, it can suggest that there's some like divine insight or divine insight that may be coming forward for you, especially with the High Priestess next to it. So what an incredible start to this reading. Why don't we go ahead and move into the clarifications portion. I'll pull some oracle cards here for you, and then I'll also clarify these original 9 cards with some more cards. All right, so let's pull some of these oracle cards here. All right. Cool, and I think we'll take, oh, yeah, I guess we'll take those two as well. All right, you actually pulled a lot. You have Jovial, trust the unfolding. There's no wrong path, only choices that take you closer to or further from love. I love this idea of there's no wrong path. I am a firm believer, a strong believer in this idea that all roads lead to the same path. It is okay in life. Sometimes we do mess up, you know, and if you've walked down the wrong path at some point, there's always an opportunity to kind of get on that true north. You have Azrael, transcendence. You wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. Own your story. You then have faith, moving mountains. Trust in your ability to create miracles. The impossible is becoming possible. Okay. And then we also here have Michael, spiritual acceleration. You are experiencing spiritual upgrades, move forward, as well as Zadkiel, karmic release. It's time to release what's holding you back and step into a more radiant self. I love that energy for you. Okay. Also, this idea of like you are experiencing spiritual upgrades makes a lot of sense. Spiritual acceleration, which to me would suggest that you are simply in this period of learning, right? Maybe even deep truths or hard truths, whatever the case may be, you are kind of, we'll say, spiritually upgrading if you want to look at it that way. You then here have hope, authentic reclamation. It's time to call back all the lost parts of yourself, as well as Hanuel, embraced by love. Let love reach where it has never reached before. These two cards are coming in for everyone. And I did say something about authenticity here. What else do I feel like I have to say? This idea of owning your story is a big one. I think that's a huge message that a lot of people can benefit from. You know, this idea of like personal accountability and just owning the choices and the actions and the decisions that you've made. And also just, yeah, owning your story, realizing that this is part of, you know, this is uniquely part of you. Yeah. Time to release what's holding you back and step into a more radiant self. Let's see if there is anything here that may be holding you back. Let's take a look at the tarot clarifications here. Now, as always, Virgo, I really do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. And yeah, hope things are going well. All right. All right. You have the Emperor again in the same column. You have the Two of Pentacles, and you have the Moon. All right. The Moon with the Three of Pentacles is usually not something I love to see because it may suggest that there's some sort of like hidden scenario that's going on at work. But it's also very possible that it could simply be that there's a little bit of eustress, okay? In other words, good stress. Okay, there are multiple types of stress, one of which is eustress, which is a good stress everybody experiences. In other words, you kind of have you're maybe worried about a situation at work, and it's partially because you care about it and also because you know the gravity of the situation, and that it's probably a good thing, okay? So the Moon can simply refer to anxieties in the tarot. So maybe some of you are a little bit on edge or stressed here between now and the end of August around a work scenario. You do have the Two of Pentacles, which is a change that's going on here, change that may be taking place. Two of Pentacles can say, you know, that there is maybe a change in income. I like that because, you know, the Two of Pentacles does not suggest up or down on its own. So that means increase or decrease in income. It really depends on the supporting cards. And again, there's like a real energy of generosity here with double emperors. Again, this idea of being successful, or even like it can refer to the person in charge if you're not the person in charge. Plus the Six of Pentacles, which can talk about flow of money. So it does feel like, and also generosity. So it feels like, if nothing else, there's some level of like increase from this reading that I'm seeing for you. You have the Fool. You have the Queen of Wands again. And I pulled two cards, now one card. You have the Tower. All right, so two cards here that may indicate hidden information or secrets, okay? Something that you're not entirely aware of with the Moon and the High Priestess. And the Tower, the thing is, with the Tower there, that will be exposed, okay? Because the Tower is like, if nothing else, the exposure of some sort of false belief that you've been living within, okay, on a very dramatic kind of like interpretation of the Tower. But if there is something that you're in the dark about, okay, if secrets need to come out, they will come out, okay, because of the Tower's influence here. And is it connected to someone at work? It might be, you know, with the Three of Pentacles there. Could it be connected to this Queen of Wands person? It could as well. A fire sign or something like this. The Queen of Wands is somebody who's very busy, okay? Just generally, like in life, in other areas. And I do get a sense that this month is going to go by, the rest of this month is going to go by very quickly for you, okay? There are many things kind of like aligning for you. They're you know, kind of stacking up for you here. You then have the Fool, which is a very strong new beginning. You know, it's basically all four aces here, and you have double aces. But what's really interesting is the Fool here is falling on the World, which is a strong combo because, you know, the Fool is on a hero's journey, right? And the last portion of the hero's journey is the World in this case, right? So to me, this is always a huge sign of one cycle closing and another huge cycle beginning for you. So that's usually very exciting, especially in a reading like this. But the other thing about the Fool is, like, as we go to this idea here of it's time to release what's holding you back and step into a more radiant self. Well, the Fool, there's nothing holding the Fool back, okay? The Fool is this idea that sometimes you have to just sort of take a leap of faith. You have to, move forward, not knowing where you're going, but knowing you're going somewhere. And I feel like if there are some reservations about what's next, the spirit here, the cards, trying to suggest to you that this is going to be pretty solid for you here, Virgo. You have the Page of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Three of Swords. All right, so we actually now have 3 aces, and we almost have all 4 of the aces. We just don't have the Ace of Pentacles, which nobody's been getting. I actually kind of want to peek forward here and take a look at what's on the bottom. You do have the Seven of Swords. Okay, I had maybe felt like this card was going to come in, and sure enough, here it is on the bottom. Seven of Swords, the Moon, the Tower, Three of Swords. I don't love that. Seven of Swords, when combined with a 3, it can suggest, and you have 2 3s, it can suggest third-party situations or something going on behind your back, backstabbing, these sorts of things, lying, cheating, stealing, which you'll hear a lot with the Seven of Swords. Yeah, I mean, it can. You have to look at the supporting cards, right? So you have a very, very positive career development here that I still am very confident is going on for you. But at the same time, there is this maybe other segment of your life that you are also having to deal with here, Virgo, that may involve like a separation or like a breakup or just a separation in general. Maybe it's separation from work, maybe it's not love related, but even with that influence of the Ace of Cups, that would suggest something new in love, right? So something like this could be on the table for you. You do have the Ace of Wands here. The Ace of Wands is an amazing card if you have always wanted to start a business. This is a classic card of like side hustles or just starting that business, especially combined with the Queen of Wands. If the King of Wands was there, I'd be like, yeah, this is great. But still, it looks really good. There is generally some sort of initiation that's going on here, okay, for you into something new with 3 aces and the Fool. That's strong. Okay, that's really strong. So I would not be surprised if in a few months, Virgo is in a completely different space, a completely different place, a completely different space. Everything is, changing for you, it feels like. And, it's going to feel nice because you've got this cycle closing out if this is your reading here. Page of Swords may suggest there's somebody here that is competing with you, with the Seven of Wands for sure. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at what is in the Kipper energies here for you. All right. Community, yeah, connecting to other people, child, unexpected income. Yeah, it feels like there's something here showing up. False person. Okay, yeah, there it is. Seven of Swords, and change. Yeah, don't love that. There is absolutely something going on behind the scenes, but the good news is that this will be exposed here because you do have this Tower moment. Is that going to be challenging? It might. Okay, it really might. But the good thing is that you're getting the truth. Something's being exposed. Something's coming out that needs to come out for you and your development. Okay, and like in the development of your timeline. So I do see I see and sense a strong change that's happening here, and it's just being confirmed once again here with this change card. The unexpected income, look, yeah, it feels like there's some generosity here in some respects, like from the universe, from the universe in whatever way that comes. Is that a job raise? Is that a new job? Is that a sale? Is it, I don't know, like an inheritance? Some sort of generosity here in some ways. On the bottom, you do have concern, yeah. But there's definitely something behind the scenes that you may be like already felt like was going on, and you will find out. what that is. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.